Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions and L.T.L Tutoring Central, because I will probably be putting this video up on both channels once again because it is going to be a recitation of the Edgar Allan Poe poem The Raven. You can see a raven picture here, and also the reaction to the Alan Parsons Project song The Raven, which is connected to the Poe poem as well. So we're talking a bit about literature here and music as in the same video, so we'll be popping it up on both channels. I've already done A Dream Within a Dream, again a recitation of the poem and the Alan Parsons Project version, so you can check that out on the channel if you like. Also, down in the description you'll find a link to the artist channel, so you can go there and subscribe and like and comment and check out everything else they have on the channel and support the artists. I really do encourage you to, at the very least, hit the subscribe button. I hope you'll hit subscribe here. It helps the channels a lot. Thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed and sent messages, information, liked videos, etc., shared videos. I read all of your original messages. If you put a message on a message, I might not see it. So if you want me to see your original message, make sure you send it as an original. I keep repeating myself there, but anyway, there you go. Also in the description, there is a way to bump up your request and get it much quicker than on the regular list. It is just super long. If you want it quickly, use one of the donation methods. Let me know what you want me to react to, of course. And if you have a shout out name you prefer, let me know that too, and you will get your reaction very quickly indeed. Now, the poem we're going to look at first, The Raven, read by Christopher Lee, the famous British actor. Amazing voice. I'm sure it's going to go really well here with this particular poem.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore.
So it is a reaction video, so I will have to stop a little bit. Beautiful reading, that voice. It's the timbre of that voice is perfect for this kind of poem. Probably perfect for anything really, but also the poem is written in a very musical way as well, so the music is helping and the poem is helping the music. It's sort of complementing each other. And yeah, the narrator lamenting the loss of his Lenore, the death of Lenore. It's just, I think it's perfectly done here so far. Let's keep going.
And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently, my soul grew stronger. Hesitating then no longer, "Sir," said I, "or Madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door."
Drama.
Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token. and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before.
What's up?
Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here, I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore.
Great rhyme scheme, great use of alliteration in certain points, and that's why I stopped here, talking about this bird coming in, flirt and flutter. As I say, beautifully gorgeous timbre to the voice and the musicality as well. And of course, I do know this poem. I've read Poe a fair bit, not recently too much, but until now. But I was going to say beautiful poem, but in some ways it's a dark, sort of gothic and sort of scary, and you can hear him sort of trying to convince himself of certain things. And the other thing that I would keep in mind is this happening, or is this happening in the mind? And I think that's in the poem as well, and I'll let you decide that.
Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door,
Wow.
perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast above the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further then he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered. Still I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow will he leave me, as my hopes have flown before? Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by replies so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast, and followed faster, until his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking evermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl, whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet violet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining, with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee. By these angels he has sent thee respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
He wants to forget.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Yikes.
Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore.
Get lost.
Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
That one word. It's a lot of power.
And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the padded bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.
Wow. Sir Christopher Lee, yeah, absolutely amazing. Yep. Perfect voice for this poem. Wonderful, wonderful poem. You get all that sense of suspense and as I say, the rhyme scheme, the alliteration. There's lots more in here too. The word choices, lots of allusions as well to other references. But for me, it's more of the emotion of what you've lost, and this raven just repeating that word nevermore, 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 and the sense that the narrator is getting that he's maybe losing his mind, but also why is this bird telling him these things, that he's never going to see Lenore again, that she's not embraced by the angels, etc., etc., and it's just sort of this daunting, sort of haunting feeling. I think it's such a wonderful poem just to read by itself, but then you've got the voice and the music here as well. I think that adds a lot to it. Some of it might be a little too dramatic, maybe, but for some people. But I think this is a fantastic version of the poem. You let me know what you think. But now we're going to go and listen to the Alan Parsons Project, The Raven. Here we are. I don't believe there's no CC here, so I don't think the lyrics are going to come up. But I did have a look at the lyrics. They're much shorter than the actual poem, but they're very, very similar to the poem. So maybe we'll be able to understand them as we go through. I haven't heard this yet. Just the very, very beginning of it, I heard to try to check for sound. So let's see how it goes. Kind of an echo in that percussion is great. Nevermore. Almost like a march.
Can soothe him, no prayer remove him, and I must hear forevermore.
Super guitar work. Awesome. Very different. Definitely. Let's make sure we're at the end here. Definitely stressing the nevermore, 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 and of course the raven kept repeating that word every time in the poem. The narrator would suggest something or say something, and it would just keep saying nevermore. It's enough to drive you crazy, isn't it? Have you ever had a person, usually it's a child, but sometimes adults can be a bit annoying as well, who just keep saying the same thing over and over and over to you? Maybe at first as a joke, and then it starts to become not so funny anymore. Children are notorious for that. I love children, and they're fantastic, and I work with them all the time, as well as adults. I teach. Well, the youngest I've taught is 4 years old, and the oldest that told me his age was 70. I don't ask adults what their age are, but he was quite proud of being 70, so he kept telling me, and even put it in his email address. So there you go. So a very wide range, but I do work with a lot of young people, and they don't do that during my tutoring sessions so much, but of course I have experience with lots of other young children in terms of family and extended family, and some of them can sometimes start repeating. Anyway, nevermore, nevermore, nevermore. Well, I think we could listen to this song many more times, and we can certainly listen to the poem and read the poem many more times, because I think they are both fantastic in very different ways. I didn't know what to expect here. It wasn't probably what I was expecting, was something a little bit more gothic and dark. Um, but this was amazing as well. I didn't really know what to expect. Fantastic. Thank you, John, for this recommendation, and hope it doesn't annoy you too much that I put the poem and the song together. But I thought it was a perfect opportunity to do that and to get it up on both channels. Let me know what you think of the poem, or that particular recitation of the poem, or of this song, or this particular version of the song. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, or both of them, and let me know in the comments as well if you want. Also, check in the description for links to the artist channel, so you can go there and subscribe and like and comment. Obviously, Edgar Allan Poe isn't around, but the channels, and support them. I hope you'll subscribe here too. Also in the description, check for a way to bump up your request and get it much quicker than on the regular list, which is many months long now, and there's a way to do that. Other than that, I hope no ravens or any other kind of creature come. I would be very shocked if a raven talked to me. We have lots of them around here, crows and ravens and other birds, and they don't talk to me. They make loud, obnoxious sounds sometimes. I guess that's talking, but they don't actually speak. The question is, was it really speaking, or was it all up here? For me, it's probably all up here, given the psychological issues that I dealt with all my life, and particularly when I was younger, and seeing other people dealing with things. A lot of what happens is happening in our brain. We talk about it colloquially in our souls and our hearts and all these other things, but it's all happening up here. And I think maybe the raven wasn't actually speaking, but he was. It was almost a play off of himself, hoping, despair, and at the end of the poem, pretty much despair, I would say. But then again, what happened after that? Did we get a part two? I don't think so. But anyway, that's my 2 or 3 cents worth. Have a beautiful day. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Keep listening. Keep having fun. Until next time. Oh, and also L.T.L Tutoring Central. I'm putting this up on both channels. Until next time. Bye-bye for now.